Yes.
Okay, my name is Isaiah Antis, and my personal safety commitment is to make sure you always lift with proper form in the workplace. It only takes improper form one time to bite you, whether it's pulling your shoulder muscle, your bicep, or straining your back. And no matter how light or heavy an object is, you want to follow these same steps. We got a heavier one here. You still keep your feet shoulder width apart, take your breath. Squat down at the legs, not your back. Keep your chest up and get a good grasp of the object and then explode up. That way, if you don't lift with your back, if you just use your back like this and you do still use your legs, you'll squat up, but then you gotta strain with your back to get it back up. Same thing with the lighter object. Feet shoulder width apart, chest up, squat down, get a grasp, and go up with it. Now you can just walk without having to strain your back anymore. This is very important because, well, you only get one back. If you strain your back, it can hurt for maybe hours, maybe days, weeks, and in severe cases, it'll hurt for years or for the rest of your life. So from my personal experience, when I was working at Custom Hydraulics, I would replace the empty hose reels with the new ones. And a hose reel is about this wide, about this tall, and it's a 2-wire steel braided hose with a rubber exterior. And for the bigger ones, they're about 250 feet. For the smaller ones, about 500 feet. So it gets pretty heavy. But I always followed that same procedure. Down at the legs, get a good grasp, chest up, stand up, and walk it to the little rod that we slide it on. But there were a few times where I underestimated it, and I just thought, oh, okay, that looks easy, that's cake. Let me just use my back, which is pretty silly, but I would just go like this, lift it, get it up, and realize, oh, this is heavy. Now I'm straining with my back, walk it over there, slide it on. My back's hurting. I never got severely hurt, thank goodness, but my back would be hurting and straining for a little bit until I was better. So, yeah, any questions?
My name is Saul Hymas. My personal safety commitment is to always use the proper PPE. Another thing that I want to mention is since I worked at Lowe's, there were always like heavy things to lift, like boxes and stuff. And one thing that happened with my employees that usually is never really mentioned is that if you pick something up improperly and it's too heavy, it'll throw you off balance.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening with him is he picked up a box improperly. He just like squatted down into his back, and it was so heavy that it threw him forward because he just lost balance instead of properly like bending over, picking it up like he demonstrated.
Can I say something on that? Yeah, I've done that before. Me being a guy that's lifted weights and played sports growing up, I've made a lot of mistakes in the weight room. So sometimes I get kind of big-headed when I'm lifting stuff like this and think, oh, that's not a weight. I can lift it with no problem. But I felt that before with the reels, where I would just kind of grab it without really preparing for it, lift it up, and it'll bring me back down. And I could feel just, like I'm pretty in tune with my body. I could feel like my back being stretched a bit, and I could be like, okay, that could be dangerous. That could hurt.
My name is Jacob Parks. Personal safety commitment is to properly lock out all equipment before work begins. Do remember, since we're going into a commercial workspace, always use your resources as well. You may not have to pick up that box. You may have a pallet jack, a dolly, some sort of overhead lifts. We're going to be working in odd spaces. You're not always going to have that perfect shoulder width stance, but there may be things you can use that then do the lifting for you. Keep an eye out for those things. Know your resources.
Any comments or critiques anybody wants to make? Oh, okay. So let's say lift with proper form, save your back. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Lift with proper form,
Save your back. Do it.
Any questions or self-reflect? I think I did pretty good. I was prepared. I knew what I wanted to say. I was still a little bit nervous. I guess that never really goes away. I know I kind of messed up with the Yosh. But I think as far as being prepared and knowing my topic and getting it out and having a demonstration, I did pretty good. Anything anybody would like to critique?
My name is Devontae Cuthbertson. My personal safety commitment is to always wear steel-toe boots in the workplace. Great job on being one of the first people to use I was thinking about it last night and I was like, I can just run around a paper, but you actually brought something, so
Thank you.
great job.
Overall, your presentation was really good, and at the very beginning, we all made the same mistake for getting what to do in order and how to do it, so it's nothing too big to put over your head, but
Okay.
it's something we've all done before. You'll just get used to it the more you continue doing it, but overall, everything's been good.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good job.
All right, that's good.